Welcome back to the Papa Meat channel. How you doing? How you doing? Coming in sundown because today we're going to be talking about some of the world's dumbest lawsuits. You know why I wanted to do this video? Have you seen that video of the lawyer who is being sued or he's being questioned by the police for like fraud or something? He's like popping mysterious medication the whole time and he's like insulting everybody in the room. Have you never seen that?
No.
It's crazy. Put up a little clip of it. It's insane. You should watch the video. It's fucking crazy.
Objective form.
For continuing to obstruct and not answer any of my questions.
Objective
You
form.
cannot object.
I just did.
But the legal system is a wonderful thing. It protects the rights of people and holds wrongdoers accountable. In most cases. I would even say in some. I mean,
Rarely.
How often? Yeah, so let's say it's rarely. There's obviously good things to come out of it, but at the same time, how often have you seen things where it's like the justice system has failed on this day? We could update it. We could do a little, we could tweak it.
Definitely. It's crazy how there's still some people serving like jail time for weed.
I can't believe it.
20 years in jail for weed. But
How is it possible that you're serving jail time for weed, but then like, I don't know, pedophiles or something like that? If we're gonna go that archaic, if you're a pedophile or something, it should just be like your dick and balls cut off.
Castration, baby.
And they slowly, then they get locked in a chair and they slowly push a knife into your head. Like it's a saw trap. That's justice to me. However, one thing goes without saying. If there's money to be made somewhere, people will inevitably abuse the system to do it. For every story of a person being irreparably damaged by a boiling cup of coffee, there's a person trying to sue a major corporation for much more dishonest reasons. Some of these corporations have a seemingly endless stream of lawsuits coming their way, and you can only imagine how ridiculous and easily dismissible they can be. So, come along with us as we uncover some of the pettiest and most absurd legal cases in existence. Which, another reason we wanted to do this is, if you've been on the internet over the past few weeks, it's quite literally impossible to escape the lawsuit between the rapper Afroman and the Ohio Sheriff Deputies of Adams County, Ohio. This has been blowing up recently. Also, you like Afroman?
I like his one song.
There you go. Most people know Afroman from massively popular song, Because I Got High. While he's not often brought up beyond this one-hit wonder, he's recently seen a massive surge in popularity due to an absurd event that took place in August of 2022. Under suspicion of supposed kidnapping and drug trafficking, the Adams County Sheriff's Office enacted a police raid on his Ohio property. While he was out of town, they broke through his front gate, kicked down his front door, and aggressively searched through his belongings. Not only did they find nothing, they confiscated $5,000 in cash earnings he received from concert performances, something they eventually returned, but were conveniently $400 short on, according to Afroman. All in all, $20,000 in damages were done. Luckily for Afroman, the entire thing was captured on a series of security cameras placed all throughout his property. An officer tried to break and shut down all their surveillance systems, but the footage was already in their hands by then. He used this footage to create a viral music video for a song titled, Will You Help Me Repair My Door? Where he showcased everything to not only make it public and label them as crooked cops, but to ridicule them for desperately trying to find bricks of illegal drugs and kidnapping victims inside of his suit pockets, fridge, and CD collection. He took it further by making follow-up music videos for songs titled, Why You Disconnecting My Video Camera? And the now infamous Lemon Pound Cake, which revolved around the portly officer that was filmed eyeing down the lemon pound cake on his kitchen counter. To be fair, if I can play devil's advocate for once, Nick, for once, the pound cake did look pretty good.
I'd be doing the same thing.
Yeah, my fat ass, as if I wouldn't go through. If we're already taking the money, dude, I'm taking a little piece. If we're already breaking down the man's door.
If he's getting arrested, that cake's gonna go to waste, you know?
Come on now, the door's open. It's gonna get all dried out. Might as well have a slice. Hey, we want to give a quick shout out to our favorite sponsor, Gamer Subs, which we have amazing energy drink called Raw Meat. You need to pick that shit up right now. It is summer in a shaker, or hopefully one day a can, because they're starting to do cans in places, and it's delicious. Raw Meat, my flavor is a beautiful cantaloupe watermelon mix that's just, oh, it's absolutely beautiful. We drink the caffeine-free version all the time. When it gets too late, because Gamer Subs gives you a little pep in your step. Pep, pep, pep. Also, if you like big tittied anime women, they have little tub shakers that have big, beautiful tittied anime women on it. So if you like that, they have shakers. Pick up a big tittied anime shaker thing. They like that. You like that? I know I do. If you head over to Gamer Subs right now, you can get signed up for some free samples. They're all good flavors. There's not a single bad flavor. They're all muy caliente. They're beautiful. They're so tasty. So please head over to Gamer Subs and use promo code PAPAMeat at checkout and tell them that we sent you. All right? You're going to get a little goodie with it. I think you'll like it. Back to the video. All of these songs were going viral, with the original music video currently sitting at around 13 million views. This, alongside Afroman's social media rants about the individuals involved, led to the deputies issuing a defamation lawsuit in 2023 on the basis of humiliation, ridicule, mental distress, embarrassment, and loss of reputation. What they didn't know is that the decision would lead to 100 times the humiliation and internet hate. The legal proceedings were streamed just this year, and the public witnessed Afroman, aka Joseph Foreman, wearing an obnoxious American flag suit as he doubled down, stating every humiliating thing that took place was due to their own incompetence and wrongful raid on his property. And the worst part is that around this time, Afroman began releasing more and more music videos for targeting specific officers involved in the raid. His song Lick 'em Low Lisa was about Deputy Lisa Phillips and how she goes around town eating pussy like pizza. Ladies and gentlemen, you have to realize the creativity pouring out of this man is inspiring, is it not? Lick 'em down Lisa's awesome. Holy shit. With an unfortunately catchy chorus alongside a reenactment of Lisa doing the deed with what appeared to be a hired stripper. Now, the legality of these things and the kind of the besmirchment of character is so petty that it is inspiring, and I gotta say it's on levels that are unprecedented. I wish that we could be this petty, Nick. I wish we had the music talents to make something so quickly.
What would you make as a petty song?
Probably something with Disney adults or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
But see, it just wouldn't have the same kind of soul. I wouldn't be able to put the same kind of charm into it.
There's no personal, or maybe there's
it isn't personal enough. It's mostly from a distance where I'm just like, I don't know. But even then, I would still be like, you do what you want. This is soul wrenching. This is a person that has been brought to his knees in terror and horror. It's from the heart. The video ends with Afroman and Lisa's impersonator making amends before going back to his home to have hardcore sex, which, if you've seen anything with Afroman, there's a lot of things. It's very sexually explicit tweets and content in general, so. Is it him and Lisa had sex in the video?
He fucked Lisa, the impersonator, not...
Yeah, then, of course, the impersonator, which I will say, if I was Lisa, don't know how I would take all that. No. It's a bit aggressive.
Yeah.
At least
It's consensual, though. It's not him.
No. I'm just saying, regardless, it's quite the story. Yeah. All right? In a comically diabolical moment, Lisa Phillips was forced to listen to the entire 13-minute song in court, eventually breaking out into full-blown tears. It's just like, holy shit. Yeah, so then you're gonna go have sex with Afroman. Which also, hold it together, dude. Lick 'em Lisa's eating pussy like pizza. Come on. It ain't that big of a... I mean, am I wrong? Am I wrong to say that's not... to break down into tears? You know what I bet she was trying to do? She was fighting the urge to be like...
Yeah.
You know what I mean? She was getting jiggy with it.
She actually was enjoying the song.
She's like... to try to hide it. She was tapping her foot behind that. Sean Cooley, the lemon pound cake guy, was also forced to sit through his song as well. And during his cross-examination, he claimed that he'd been sent hundreds of pound cakes at work from different people.
That's a blessing.
Is that even, waiter, waiter, my steak is too, my steak is too buttery or whatever the fuck it is. It's one of those things where it's like, oh God, poor me. All the lemon cake, hundreds of people send me lemon pound cake. Do you think he was heavier by the time he got there?
Oh yeah, he's definitely gained a little weight.
He's like, I am sick and tired. He's like way, way bigger, just so bloated. And a song targeting Sean grooming grooms was a song about how he was repeatedly pulling over and having sex with drug addicts, something Afroman's attorney supposedly discovered after reaching out to his ex-wife. The pettiness, it tastes so sweet. Sean claimed this song was a major factor in them getting a divorce, but his ex testified that this song had no effect on her life or this decision, adding that she'd even gotten a restraining order on Sean Grooms at one point. This song ruined our marriage. And then to have the wife show up and be like, no. I got you, that it's not even the tip of the iceberg. Also, this has been a long-standing problem. What do you think? Did the officer, do you think he was just like...
To be fair, she probably has a grudge against him, so you can't really,
Listen, Nick,
side can we take?
I'm just saying once again that it's just funny. It ended bad enough to where even if she's lying, something happened.
I like to think the video was the cause, or just him cheating on people, but he asked her.
Him having sex with drug addicts it's like that video of that cop when he's just like, I got locked in the back seat with the girl, and it's because I was asking her for ID, so I was down like that. He was definitely having sex with a woman in the back of his car.
Wasn't the whole thing he was about to have sex and then got locked? right?
I think, yeah. And
Okay.
they got locked in the car and they're like, well, what are you doing? He's like, that's why I was laying down. It's a funny video, though. Him trying to explain it, very funny video. We're going to show a lot of funny videos today. In the song titled Randy Walters is a Son of a Bitch, Afroman claims that he fucked his wife. In what seems to be an attempt to strengthen his case, a lawyer asked Randy if everyone understood that Afroman didn't actually have sex with his wife, and he simply responds,
I don't know.
which is insane. Which only makes it seem like Afroman might have slept with this man's wife. I have no idea if that is a fabrication. Yes, sir. It leaned into the mic, too. I couldn't tell you. Do you mind clarifying that? She could have very well slept with him, yes.
I would have just said no. No.
Yeah, exactly. I would have given the little Bugs Bunny. No. In the end, not only did the jury side with Afroman, but he was able to do an insane amount of further damage to their reputation, which is one time when a lawsuit absolutely fires back. That doesn't happen all the time, though.
No.
That's a slam dunk. Slam dunks are very, very rare.
That's a 4-year slam dunk right there.
That's with the best payoff of all time. I can only imagine that he must have slept so well that night. Not that he was losing sleep over it, but I'm just saying, like, just after that big of a slam dunk, oh my God, he probably had sex with all their wives too.
I was gonna say, yeah.
I mean, with
Probably
what
had
we've
sex
seen.
with Lisa.
Oh. When it comes to unnecessary lawsuits, nobody is safe. Even a date or an innocent crush can end in potentially life-ending legal debt. Texting inside of a movie theater is extremely frowned upon, but one man named Brandon Vesmer was so offended he sued his date over it. He sued her! Brandon took her out to see Guardians of the Galaxy 2. Of course, it's a fucking Marvel, bro. Yeah, Rocket Raccoon's just like, come on, Groot, we're gonna blow something up! Whatever, and he's just like,
At that point, get up and like move.
that, or just be like, I'm gonna leave and see it some other time, or be like, you just go.
Yeah. Get out of here. Yeah, kick her out.
That's what you should. Get out of here. But slowly, he became more and more upset when he noticed that she had been texting throughout the entire movie. He paid, and I'm gonna say this, I want people to just really listen to it. He paid $17.31 for 2 of them to see the movie. And he thought it was insanely rude, so he told her to stop. She refused, so he told her to step outside to be respectful to him and the other moviegoers trying to enjoy Guardians of the Galaxy 2. All right, guys?
Every time I've seen Guardians of the Galaxy, it's been on a date. It's a good date movie.
I could see any Marvel movie being a good date movie because it's just, do you even have to, it's just big flashing images and then you get a smile and laugh and then you can be like,
And then you kiss the girl at the end.
yeah, you wake her up from her nap and you feel her breast. Have you ever witnessed anybody in a movie theater do anything?
No. I mean, I've partaked a little bit. Not like, just a little booty grab.
Are you talking about a girl fell asleep during Batman, you like grabbed her tit and you started making out with her?
Yes, but I woke her up first to kind of clarify that.
You're gonna miss this part.
Wake up, baby.
Wake up, the Batman's home. Hey! Wake up!
And then I don't know how I got to it, but then I think I just looked her in the eyes and went for a kiss. And then, yeah, the family of 5 sitting next to us definitely saw me. I have the biggest tell when I'm about to kiss. I just stare them in the eyes.
Yeah, it's just one of these.
Yeah, smile and then lean in a little bit. Yeah.
Eyes wide open. Yeah. And that's exactly what she did. But she then decided to just go home because she was the one that drove them. So she just stranded him at the movie theater by himself. Which, to be fair, if you ask me to get up and leave, what am I going to do? Take you home? Okay, yeah, I will. All right, you ready for the ride? No, fuck off. Take an Uber, dude. You know? So he did the only sensible thing and sued her for the cost of the tickets. $17. Okay? Not even $17. What? Not like almost $9. 18 and some change. Arguing that she was a threat to civilized society. A threat to civilized society. However, the case was dismissed because the woman moved out of the county and left the judge's jurisdiction. Or the judge is going to be like, what am I going to do? Find somebody for $9?
At that point, you're wasting the judge's time, aren't you?
Well, it's because it was his allowance. It was his 40. He's a 43-year-old who lives at home. His mom's like, all right, we'll give you $10. And he's like, cowabunga. Yeah, I could have saw 2 movies, but I wasted my allowance on you.
And now I have to watch it again, so it's like I paid for 3 movies when I
He must have been some silver tongue, though, right? Be able to pick up a lady.
Oh, that's
You
true.
got the date.
That's true.
something's going right. Over in Italy, another lawsuit began after a husband told his wife he had to attend a business dinner with some clients at a local restaurant. Not thinking anything of it, the wife told him to enjoy his meal. But little did she know, her husband was meeting his secret lover. Mamma mia. While eating, the restaurant was filming promotional content, which just so happened to film the man and his mistress sitting at a table. And shortly after the dinner ended, the video was uploaded to TikTok, where the wife somehow caught it and realized what was going on. The wife quickly filed for divorce, and instead of taking accountability for ruining their marriage, the husband sued the restaurant for filming him. Not long after the footage was uploaded, an Italian consumers' rights organization, Codicons, backed the husband and filed the lawsuit on his behalf. He claimed that the restaurant filmed him without his consent and exposed his private life, which caused serious damage to his family life. The lawsuit is still ongoing and may actually have a chance of winning because of European privacy laws, which requires businesses to obtain consent before publishing images of customers. I will say, the man's a dirty dog, is he not? Right? He deserves to be in the doghouse. But at the same time, don't film me at your stupid fucking restaurant and post it on TikTok.
Yeah.
All right? Because also, they're going to misconstrue my emotions in that restaurant. Like if I'm laughing with my friend, they're going to take that and put it online and be like, look how much fun they're having in our restaurant. I'll be like, really? My friend just told me a funny joke involving radio.
Yeah, my woman friend told me a very funny joke, so I kissed her.
Yeah, she told me such a funny joke that I had to make love with her underneath the table. Getting rejected is hard, but some people cannot cope with it, so they turn to lawyers to try to help them feel better. Who does that?
It's like a psychiatrist.
I feel bad. Mr. Lawyer? Yeah, sue him. Okay. In 2016, Kay Koshingen and Nora Tanshu-May met at a Singaporean social media event and quickly became good friends. Koshingen had fallen head over heels for Nora, but Nora had repeatedly told him that she did not feel the same way and wanted to remain friends. God. How many times have we heard of that, fellas? Right, Nick?
Oh, amen, brother.
It's happened to me.
I've been there 6 years. For 6 years.
Oh, with a girl?
Yeah.
Pawing at the door?
Yeah. Oh, let me in.
Let me in, baby. It's cold outside. Koshingen didn't take this well and eventually claimed he'd suffer emotional damage from the reduced contact, so Nora agreed to attend counseling sessions for 18 months to help him get over her. A year and a half, all right? Even the counseling didn't work, and he demanded to see her more and have deep conversations. It was at a point that Nora completely cut contact. First off, can I just say, Nora, what a saint. To even put up with that, you know how many people would just be like, why don't you go fuck yourself, freak? I mean, actually, like people would just be like, fucking leave me alone, loser. I have emotional distress. You know what's gonna be even more distress is when I take this ball pen hammer and drive it through your fucking skull. Get away from me. Imagine, it's terrorism. Can we take counseling together? Which also, taking the counseling thing would be like, does that make any sense at all? I have to meet up with you on a scheduled basis?
It's a manipulative trick to just, hopefully she'll fall in love with me. If we go to
Exactly. She's
counseling.
going to see how vulnerable I am in the setting over the course of a year and a half or however long it's going to be. And then she'll just fall in love with me. She'll be tricked.
She'll be tricked.
Well, like literally, she's probably just like, I'll trick her into loving me. In response, Koshingen filed 2 lawsuits against Nora. The first one was for a realistic and I think pretty reasonable $3 million, which he believed he deserved to cover the trauma and depression from her rejection. He also claimed that her rejection ruined his stellar reputation and cost him money. The second lawsuit was for $22,000 because he claimed Nora agreed to improve the relationship, but guess what? She didn't. $3,022,000. That's what you owe me, Nora. Tease! Both lawsuits were dismissed, with the judge finding that Koshingen was abusing the court process, and Nora would then file a lawsuit and win a large sum of money to cover the counseling costs and help install extra security around her house. That's justice. See, these have actually been pretty good. These have been pretty good so far. Once again, these are not, I want to put out there just immediately, this is not realistic. Somebody did me wrong. I even go to the police being like, this happened, and they're just saying, we can't. There's nothing we can do. Sorry. That's usually it. You'll even ask a lawyer, what the fuck could I do?
I mean, not really a whole lot, sorry.
That's about it. Many lawsuits are undoubtedly just desperate attempts at a payday and can be surprisingly petty. No. In 2005, for example, a man named Ray Pearson was convinced that his local dry cleaning shop lost a pair of his pants that belonged to him. Despite boasting same-day service, the pants he'd given them were returned several days later and were supposedly not the original pair he'd given them, according to him, which is also kind of funny. Are these mine? I've had that happen. When I lived in New York, I was like, there's a pair of blue jeans, but it was just not, it didn't seem like the right pair.
Was it too small or?
No. Right size. but it was almost as if I'd never held these before.
See, that's if I was a woman, I would give back clothes that were too small to fuck with them.
Wait, if you were a woman?
If I was dating, like, if in this situation, if I was giving someone back, like, their clothes that we've been dating for, in a woman's case, to fuck with the guy, I would give him different size jeans. No, those are definitely yours.
So in this case, you're saying that if you were a woman, you would give back, because you're cleaning them, I'm guessing?
I was actually thinking more of a breakup to fuck with someone.
Okay, so in this scenario, you're a woman who broke up with a man.
Give him back some jeans.
And it's like, I'm going to pick up my stuff later, but then you take the jeans and you swap them for like a smaller pair to fuck with them.
Yeah. I'm giving back the jeans.
Why?
I'm giving back.
No, I got it. It doesn't matter. I wanted you to know. I was trying to connect with you on a way of me saying that I've got an uncanny pair of pants. And I might be siding with this man. Also, same-day service and several days later. False advertising, maybe? I don't know.
That is, yeah.
That's all I'm saying. Because the sign on their building said, satisfaction guaranteed, Roy naturally felt that they should have to compensate him for these inconveniences. But they refused to cough up $1,000, which was the apparent value of the pants, by the way. $1,000 pants? God damn. And this led him suffering inconvenience and mental distress, ultimately deciding that a request of $54 million in damages was appropriate. Whoa! Within that fortune, $15,000 was supposedly needed to pay for him renting a car every weekend so he could go to a non-local dry cleaners, a request that reportedly led to the judge having to physically hold in laughter, which was pretty funny. People were infuriated that the case wasn't thrown out immediately, and the poor Korean immigrants that ran the cleaners had to spend 2 years straight up dealing with the legal process, spending thousands of dollars in fees. And in a truly pathetic display in the courtroom, Roy would become emotional thinking about his beloved pants, breaking down into tears and stating,
"Never before in recorded history have a group of defendants engaged in such misleading and unfair business practices."
His outburst led to a short recess being declared so he could calm down. And throughout the proceedings, Roy claimed to speak for an entire class of people, as if standing up to insidious businesses on their behalf. Roy was truly ready to draw things out, claiming he had plans to call as many as 63 witnesses. But in the end, of course, Roy did not receive his $54 million, and instead had to pay for all the defendants' court and attorney fees, which ended up not being necessary due to a public crowdfunding campaign made on their behalf, which is pretty sweet. According to defense lawyer Chris Manning, Roy was recently divorced, jobless, and only had as much as $2,000 to his name, which likely led to him picking on a family business out of pure spite. Which I will say, in this case, if I was the Korean family, I would want a restraining order. A man that crazy in court, I would say, is going, like, once this is done, he's going to show back up.
I think not even the financial aspect. I think he needs to serve some jail time.
I think some kind of punishment is in, like, some kind of, like, reforming of some kind. Like,
exactly. Even if it's just a couple months in prison, just throw him in there.
Full security prison. I agree. I think a year. Well, if anything, if you don't have any money, if you're that crazy, spend it in a year. A little year in prison never hurt anybody. Not all petty lawsuits end in failure, however. In Seattle, one family was forced to pay a small fortune because of their dog's loud barking. Better watch out, Nick. This is coming. This is what I was going to say. Did that send shivers up your spine? Nick every day has his neighbors call. I'm not even joking. Every day has his neighbors call him, asking, "Can you tell them to come inside?" And then Nick takes his app on his phone and does,
Teddy Max?
and he waits for them to come inside the house. Is this true?
It is true.
Do you ever fear a lawsuit is coming?
They were sending letters to the county, and then it said, like, if this doesn't stop, you'll be sued. And then I asked my realtor, and she was like, they can't do that. That's just a threat. You can't. Yeah.
What is a realtor? Is a realtor a lawyer?
No.
According to Woodrow Thompson, the family of Denise Norton owned a dog that was apparently not just loud, but explosively barking in an intentional way that caused profound emotional distress. To exaggerate just how absurdly loud this dog was, the lawsuit stated that the volume would sometimes reach as much as 128 decibels. This would be comparable to a chainsaw, booming thunder, and even around the sound levels of a military jet during takeoff, all right? That's how loud this dog is. Denise ignored this lawsuit completely because the claims were so insane that she didn't even register it as genuine possibility. This would end up being her undoing, as not challenging the lawsuit led to a default ruling in Woodrow's favor. Though it's unknown if she successfully got the case dismissed, failure to do so would result in their family paying $500,000. $500,000. Better get that Ethereum check, buddy, because I'm telling you, you better put some muzzles on those fucking dogs. Like you have to sell the house. Holy shit. Perhaps one of the pettiest crimes, however, is one brought on by Alan Heckard, who was so infuriated about his resemblance to Michael Jordan that he decided to sue him for it. According to him, he was constantly stopped by people who believed that he was a famous athlete. He claimed that this had happened, quote, nearly every day for over the past 15 years. Despite Michael Jordan having no influence on this, he was being sued on the basis of defamation, permanent injury, and emotional pain and suffering. He even went after Phil Knight, the founder of Nike, as they significantly elevated his career and helped him become more recognizable. You know, Air Jordan guys, come on! The combined amount Allen was asking for accounted for $832 million. His explanation for the amount was, quote,
Well, you figure with my age, and you multiply that by 7, and then I turn around and I figure that's what it all boils down to.
you cannot argue with that logic, can you, Nick?
No, it's pretty sound.
Pretty bulletproof is what I would say. Obviously, the complaint was dismissed. While he didn't explain why, the founder of Nike assumed it was because Allen realized that losing the lawsuit would mean that he'd have to pay all their legal fees. Nike's legal fees? Fuck that.
Also, yeah, you do not want to fight Nike.
You don't want to fight. Here, Hunter's tip. Hunter's tip. If there's a giant corporation, if you are wronged, you just take it on the chin and leave. There's no way. There is no way. They have infinite amounts of resources to make things to where you'll just be blood dry.
Unless it's a cold cut case.
Unless it's something where it's just so obvious and it's in your favor. Yes, but David and Goliath is a lie. Okay? A lie. Well, I guess actually the woman being burned by the coffee, that was kind of a David and Goliath case.
I mean, even then, McDonald's did a huge smear campaign to be like, can you believe she got burnt by a little coffee?
Was this bitch weak as hell? What are her legs made of fucking paper, stupid bitch? Get Ronald out of here. We're not gonna see Ronald anymore. That's kind of what happened.
Oh, Ronald Coffee.
Well, not because of that. Not because of that. But they were just like, hey, doesn't it seem kind of exploitative to kids?
I thought it was because kids now grew up and they don't like the people you're now targeting are millennials.
I don't think so. I think that I think that it was a thing where it was exploitative and a clown was going to kids being like, you should eat this big cheeseburger, this fries, you fat little fuck. There really is no end to the insane stories that came out from the world of absurd lawsuits. It doesn't matter how insane the claims are because people will always find a way to abuse a system if it benefits them. Robert Lee Brock was a prisoner in Virginia in 1995 when he filed a lawsuit against himself because he was responsible for his own imprisonment and violating his own religious beliefs due to his inability to practice them while in prison. In his own words, he said,
I partook of alcoholic beverages in 1993, July 1st. As a result, I caused myself to violate my religious beliefs. This was done by my going out and getting arrested.
In total, he was seeking $5 million, but his case was thrown out since he was both the plaintiff and the defendant, meaning he simply couldn't lose. Which in his mind, I bet he was just like, it's the perfect plan. Checkmate me. In 2002, Lee Boy Malvo and his accomplice, John Allen Muhammad, were committing a mass shooting in Washington, D.C., dubbed the D.C. Sniper Shootings. God! What? Both men would receive heavy sentences, with John being put to death in 2004 and Lee being sentenced to multiple life sentences. Years later, in 2011, Lee filed a lawsuit against several of the hostages he had taken during the 2002 shootings, claiming they didn't uphold their end on an alleged agreement. Lee said that while in his captivity, he made a deal with the hostages that they would help him hide from the police in exchange for their safety. Everyone agreed, obviously in fear of their lives, but he still got arrested. This left him feeling that they broke their side of the contract, so he wanted financial compensation. The judge never even considered the lawsuit and dismissed it because contracts based on illegal acts are unenforceable. In the 1990s, Pepsi began promoting Pepsi points as a way to give back to fans. Also, have you heard this the Pepsi Jet? Yeah. It's a good documentary, I think, on Netflix that's about it. You should watch the Netflix documentary, it's really good. But to consolidate it, each time you bought a Pepsi product, you earned 1 point for every 10 cents spent. If you earned enough points, you could cash them out for a list of Pepsi merch in the Pepsi stuff catalog, which was that was like a big thing in the 90s, like 80s and 90s. Like cigarettes companies did that a lot. Like that was a big thing with Marlboro. Marlboro, you'd buy a bunch of cigarettes and then you could get like a jacket, you could get all kinds of stuff. In one of the commercials, Pepsi showed a child driving to school in a Pepsi branded Harrier jet alongside flash text explaining how you could earn the plane for 7 million points. In order to get the jet, someone would have to buy $700,000 worth of Pepsi products, which is exactly what happened. And I want to say that some person found out that if I just spend $700,000 on Pepsi products, I can get a, like a $35 million jet. Kind of funny. A 21-year-old college student, John Leonard, sent a $700,000 check to Pepsi and demanded that the plane be shipped to his home, which was over the course. He knew some like investor buddies. I think he had a rich friend, and he was just like, this is a crazy idea, and the guy lent him the money. He also claimed that Pepsi actually accepted the offer, and that's why he sent the check in the first place. However, Pepsi never sent his jet, claiming they never actually agreed to the deal. And in response, John took the soda company to court and demanded he receive his plane, claiming that Pepsi had broken its end of the contract. The judge rejected John's claims, saying that no reasonable person would believe that Pepsi actually intended to give out a real jet in exchange for soda points, which I think is unfair.
Yeah, that is unfair.
I think that you put it on the screen, everything else we're believed that you can get, and that's the, I mean, come on. Also, I don't know if they ever agreed to it, but they definitely were like, haha, nice find, that was funny. Here's some like drink coupons or something. The defense also argued that because John was so young, he could never be trusted with a fighter jet, since he probably couldn't be trusted with the keys to his parents' car. Pepsi never cashed his check, so they couldn't be sued for fraud, and the two parties went their separate ways. Though John never got his jet, it wasn't really all bad. Just recently, in February of 2026, the Frontier Airlines allowed him to convert his 7 million Pepsi points into his 7 million Frontier miles, essentially guaranteeing him free flights for life, which is kind of cool, but at the end of the day, it was the principle. Once again, check out the documentary, it's really good. What I thought almost hurt them in the court case was they changed it to 700 million.
Oh.
After this, they aired it again. So it's like, well, you fucked up. You're admitting that was wrong. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Listen, guys, there's inherently something hilarious seeing the kind of person that genuinely thinks that they can get away with some of these lawsuits. I mean, they're just so stupid, some of them. And that being said, when targeting much smaller family-owned businesses, the mountain of legal fees that come with even frivolous cases can be a nightmare, no matter how much of a fraudulent lawsuit this is. People who go out of their way to sue anyone they can for the chance of potentially striking it rich are evil people that take advantage of a system that should be focused on helping people that are actually in need for help. But, you know, when there's money involved, people will always try to find a way. Isn't it right, Nick?
Oh, yes.
Watch your dogs. This whole thing got me scared for you. Are you frightened slightly after listening to this?
I'll actually just defend myself instead of ignoring the lawsuit. See,
That's true. You'll go at it head on. You'll take her down. You'll take whoever's around you. You'll take them down.
Exactly. I'll say, who is this? Which neighbor?
Which one?
Okay, she plays loud soap operas in the middle of the night.
Okay, well, yeah, exactly. I see her selling crack outside of her house. So, would you do it? Would you actually try to get a real lie, or would you try to get a real reason to get her in trouble, or would you lie?
Real reason.
And if that doesn't work, then you lie.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. First, I'd get binoculars, scope out, take a week off from work.
Yeah, Nick, where are you?
I'm busy.
So you get fired immediately from the job. That's all we have. We'll see you next time. Bye bye.